Come on, everybody, let's get to work. I love letters. I love getting them. I love sending them. And you know what else is really cool? There's a lot of people who work really hard making sure that your letter gets where it's going to go, like from me to my biggest fan. The mail must go through, but through what exactly? As we follow my letter through the postal system, we'll meet the workers that help it on its way. The first person to touch it is mail carrier Kathy Romanchuk. She has to go through a lot just to get to the letters.
Unfortunately, a lot of people think that they're garbage cans, and we get an awful lot of trash inside of them.
Kathy's been taking out the trash and taking in the mail for over 9 years. She thinks people have a bad attitude about what they call snail mail.
They have a really negative impression of how quickly we can get things done, and when they actually realize how efficient we can be, that they're quite surprised in that regard. I take a lot of pride out of getting a good day's work.
Here in Winnipeg, Kathy takes out about 480 pounds of mail from 24 mailboxes in her 8-hour shift. Then it all gets shifted to the main terminal. You'd think that postal workers would find reading other people's mail interesting enough, but they also rotate from job to job during their shifts so they don't get bored. Maybe it's because they only get to read the addresses.
This is the skinning belt. Okay, I have a couple of parcels here, and I have to throw them over there.
Wilfred Johnson is working on a machine called the Color. Machines handle much of the mail, but if it's not standard size, it needs the human touch.
Here we found a wallet.
An ex-teacher, Wilfred finds working within the postal system soothing and still educational.
I like the aspect that it's physical and not too draining mentally, because that leaves my mind to do whatever I want to do with it. So even though I'm physically here, my mind is wherever I want it to be.
Wilfred is using library tapes to learn Spanish.
Trabajo por el Correo Canada Post.
After he weeds out the wallets, the mail gets scanned for a stamp by the canceller machine. It postmarks all the envelopes. Well, it tries.
At this station, we sort all the mail that the machine can't do.
Elaine Dromoreski gets the handoff from Wilfred when he finds letters that are too small or too big. She sorts it by hand at the tune of 2,000 pieces an hour. Oh, and by the way, she is a master of postal codes. Northwest Territories.
XOE.
All right, how about Toronto?
MIA.
Montreal.
HOH.
All right, Nova Scotia, if you're so smart.
Nova Scotia. B code. BOG.
Our perfectly sized letter has bypassed Elaine and gone straight to a machine that reads handwriting, even my chicken scratch. But before the letters can be read, they have to be fed. Marlena Suino stuffs 32,000 letters an hour down the gullet of the multi-line optical character reader.
It reads the address and it prints the barcode onto the mail.
Even though these letters have made it to Marlene, it's still her job to watch for junk mail. Literally.
A lot of people mail pens and different things in envelopes. Our machines aren't too kind to them.
If the letter is the right size, it comes out the other end with a nice fresh barcode. Now letters like mine are fit to be shipped to their destination. Well, maybe not exactly like mine. The machine didn't recognize the postal code. My letter ends up in the rejection bin. Story of my life. As it was speeding through the machine, though, it had its picture taken. The picture ends up on a computer screen where a specially qualified fast coder retypes the postal code. Fast coders have to be able to deal with a new letter every 1.8 seconds. Now, properly addressed, they're once again sorted, someone called the sweeper puts them into a shipping box, and we're headed to my biggest fan. And that shipping box is loaded on a mail truck. The mail truck is driven to the airport. The mail bags are loaded on an airplane, and the airplane flies to Toronto. In Ottawa, Big Brother may not be watching, but the National Control Center is. They're an ever-vigilant group of men and women who track every postal truck and plane crisscrossing the nation, making sure my letter arrives safely in Toronto. In bigger cities, letters go through one more sorting machine before they end up in the letter carrier's warm and human hands. Hi, Ken.
Hi, how are you doing, Peter?
After 27 years of pounding the pavement, Ken Pollard knows every step of the job.
Well, what can I do to help?
He's got more than enough experience to take along a trainee.
Those are called drop bags, and we would take our mail, fill the bag up, and we put a tag on it, and these are put on racks and taken out by the truck drivers. All those gray boxes you've seen around the city,
Yes.
that's where all our mail goes, and we pick up the mail as we go around our routes. Shall we load you up? We're required not to carry more than 35 pounds. Okay, this is the first place we're going to be delivering. You'll need bundle number 1.
Bundle number 1. Okay. Wow, he's got quite a few letters here. And
Oh, just a teeny-weeny little slot.
well, good thing there's no magazines. My first delivery.
We're going to 99, which is...
Other than going completely wrong direction, I was right with you.
Here's one of the services we do. Even though it's 68, we know, because we've been delivering here for a while, that he's actually the 63.
Oh,
So-
good for you.
Where is 219 anyway?
Oh,
So do you like your job?
yes, I do like my job. I've done it for almost 27 years now, and hopefully it's kept me fit. And even the worst days are better working outside than inside, no matter how bad the weather is.
I've been sorting as I walk.
That's what
Hey,
it's a good thing to do.
I could do this job.
So now we're going to the relay box.
Oh, this is where all the mail,
This is the mail that we sent out on the truck.
yeah, because I'm empty.
This is it.
All right. I
And
think that's...
there you go. There's a
Sorry,
special letter. I think that you're going to have to deliver this one for us, all right? Been a pleasure.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Ken.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hello? Special delivery for Roger Abbott.
That would be me.
From the It's a Living crew.
Well, as it turns out, Roger Abbott of the hit show The Royal Canadian Air Force is my biggest fan. Well, in my own mind, anyway.
But you look good in a uniform. This isn't fan mail.
No, this is our It's a Living quiz.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Name the Canadian news person who got his or her start announcing flights at the Churchill, Manitoba airport. Is it A, Sandy Rinaldo, B, Peter Mansbridge, or C, Lloyd Robertson?
It's a very good question. Now, we're going to have the answer right after this. Don't say anything.
Here's a clue.
Are you working on something we should know about? Or do you have a question for us? You know, we'd love to hear from you. After all, talking to you is how we make our living.
Flight number 1 from Flin Flon will be arriving at gate 1. Flight number 2 from Nepal will be arriving at gate 1.
You know who got to start announcing flights in Churchill, Manitoba? Peter Mansbridge.
And now I'd like to announce a big breaking story in next week's It's a Living show. Over to you, Peter.
Next time on It's a Living, forget about working your way to the top. In this job, you can't get down fast enough.
Thank you.